fresh scent. I love it. I'm curious if you read with a Kindle. Well, I guess I'm curious if you are a reader. If you read with a Kindle, or if you prefer physical books. I personally like to do both. I like to have a Kindle book going for in bed and reading at night because it's backlit, and then I also enjoy having at least one physical copy of a book going at a time. I also love listening to books on Audible. So this has sort of like a gentle crackle, I think. Some of these woodwick candles can be very like aggressive with their crackling. This one seems to be pretty gentle so far. So I'll go ahead and put that back here for us to just enjoy the glow and the ambiance that it sets for us while we chat today. So as I was saying, I have a bookmark collection. It's not something that I actually actively do and collect. It's just something that I have several bookmarks, and then I also have been making a lot of them just because they're a fun thing to craft. So anyway, this is my little bookmark collection so far. My son recently got a 3D printer and he made me this little bookmark holder. It is a book. Isn't that so cute? It's a book, and then it says bookmarks right on the front there. He's been making all kinds of things. He made himself and my husband an Apple Watch holder for the charger. He made a really cool stand for my daughter's F1 Lego sets. So she's been building these F1 Legos, and he built these little stands for them. They're like a tire, and on the tire it says like whichever car it is, like Ferrari or McLaren or whatever. Is that what it is? McLaren, I think so. And then she can like prop the Lego car on it. It's really neat. I'll show you guys sometimes. Maybe I'll do a video with like all recent creations that my son has made. But I thought this was really cute. It is a bookmark holder shaped like a book. And the filament, like the plastic that he used, it almost had like a wood grain to it. I don't know if you can see that. It's not really focusing. Oh, there we go. I don't know if you can see it has like a grain almost. It's supposed to look like wood. And then I have all these different bookmarks inside here. So we can go ahead and just dive right in. I will start with this very first one here. This is an acrylic bookmark. This was made from a little kit that I bought for my daughter and her friends to do together. This one has little bows on it in like a checker print on an acrylic backing. And this chenille, I believe it's called chenille style bow. Or is it chamois? I don't know. I think it's really pretty though. I like this one a lot. Okay, let's see here. The next one is a wood bookmark. This was actually a gift from my college roommate's mom. She sent it to me for Christmas a couple of years ago. It has my name at the top. And then it says on it, it's a passage from the Bible. Wherever you go, whatever you do, always remember what he says about you. You are loved. Jeremiah 31:3. You are chosen. John 15:16. You are created in his image. Genesis 1:27. You are forgiven. Romans 8:1. You are justified and redeemed. Romans 3:24. I think a personalized bookmark is such a nice gift to give someone. She did include it with a book, but that's something. In fact, I'm trying to come up with ideas of gifts to send my niece, and maybe I will make her like a personalized bookmark to include in it when I send her a care package to college. Although I don't even know if they use books in college anymore. It's probably all online. When I went to college, we had to go to the bookstore and spend a ton of money on textbooks. I don't really know how that works anymore. Okay, now the next one I have in here is, this is a metal bookmark. This was another gift. This was gifted to me from my Girl Scout troop this past spring. It says, great leaders inspire greatness in others. And then the little tag here says, thank you. So it was part of a thank you gift that they gave to me. It was very sweet and very thoughtful and completely unnecessary, but of course I appreciated it. This is a cute one. I like this bookmark because I'll stuff this like into the book and then let the chain kind of hang out. So let's see here. A couple of these you have seen before. If you've seen, like, I think I shared them in maybe a craft video or a catch-up video. But this is one that I made this summer that I think is so cute. It has these little cats on it. I just cut out like the cat shape in a different size from a bunch of different papers and then drew on their little faces. flowers very inexpensively online. And I already had a laminator, so I just bought these Bookmark shaped pieces of lamination. You could also just use a full page and cut it, but I bought these like pre-cut ones. And then I never did end up cutting a hole and putting a tassel, but I kind of like it just like this. You just open up the lamination sheets and you can lay out your flowers in any order you like. And then once you think you have them all situated in a way that you like, you just run it through the laminator and you have a beautiful bookmark. These would also make really cute gifts. This would be like a fun thing to do for like teacher gifts if your kids made each of their teachers a little bookmark like this to go along with maybe a gift card or something. So that is the pressed flower one. Now these next three are the watercolor ones that I shared just recently in my crafts video, but I'll show them to you quickly. So this one is like a little bookshelf scene with some books and some plants. It looks like maybe it's on some open shelving. And then another fun part of making bookmarks is picking out which colored tassel to go along with it. And then I have this one that's the raw edge watercolor bookmark, and this one is a hanging plant above a little stack of books with a cup of coffee or tea maybe. And then lastly, I have this lemon watercolor bookmark that I made. Again, it has the raw edge. I love the lemon print on this. It's so fresh and summery. So that is all of my watercolor bookmarks, and then I have a few more cut paper ones to show you. Oh, this is kind of funny. This is lemon on the back. So this was just a piece of scrapbook paper, and it's two-sided scrapbook paper. So this was what the back looked like, and then the front or the other side was this pink plaid here. So I used that as a background, and then I added this blue paper here, and then I added the cut petals and the stem and the leaves for the flower. Pinterest or anywhere you're inspired, and then just sort of break it down in your mind, or you can make a pattern of the shapes that make up the different images. Let's see here. This is one that I made. It looks like the glue stick kind of stained the paper in the background there. See how it's discolored? But this is just a pink piece of construction paper. And then I use that pattern background there. And then each of these is a little cut flower and a stem and a base. And this is in a frame. And below it is a little table with a giant cup of tea. I guess things were not proportional. But that's okay, it doesn't have to be. It's still cute. And then the last one in my little bookmark holder is this flower one, similar to the other one. But this flower is growing out of a book. Okay, so those are all of my little bookmarks. I'm going to go ahead and just put them back in my bookmark holder. Let's see here. Okay, so now they're all back here. They're all back in the bookmark holder. I keep this on a little table, on a little shelf actually, with my physical TBR books. So all of the books that I want to read soon, I have like stacked on a little shelf, and then I keep this next to it, and then whenever I start a new book, I get to pick out a bookmark to go along with that book. Of course, I have more bookmarks. They're just probably inside books and whatnot right now. I was thinking it would be fun to also show you my bookmark craft bin. I mentioned a while back that I have what we used to call board boxes, and the board boxes were simply just like a collection of some type of craft or activity in each bin. So a small bin may have coloring books and coloring materials, so crayons and markers and colored pencils. One of them may be watercolor painting, so watercolor palettes with some watercolor books or watercolor paper. We have acrylic painting is a bin. Bracelet making, several different bracelet making ones. We have a string bracelets, rainbow loom, and bead bracelets. Let's see here, what else? I have a Play-Doh bin. We have a polymer clay bin, all the different bins. When my children were much younger, each bin had an assortment of things, so it'd be it would be something that they would take the bin by themselves, and they would do some quiet time, I think we called them quiet boxes back then, and it would have a coloring book, a puzzle, a simple wood puzzle, a coloring book and crayons or markers or something, maybe a couple little figurine toys to play with, or matchbox cars, just an assortment of little things. And then each box was a little bit different, so every time they would play with them during their rest time. This was post-nap, when they no longer napped, but maybe siblings were still napping. They would get out a busy box, and they got to do that quietly in their room or in the living room during the nap time. So those have evolved since then to what we called board boxes, and now they're really just our craft bins, and each bin has a different craft. So I'll the paper, but you get these different patterns and the strings, and then there's instructions on how to do it, like that. So, let's see here. So it looks like this one is actually already started, but you can see here, this is the pattern, like that. And then, I don't know if you can see that, but the green has been stitched, and some of this blue and yellow has been stitched, and down here some of this yellow has been stitched. On the back you can see where it was cross-stitched. Oh, it goes like this. I've never done cross-stitch before. It's something that I do want to learn. So I thought that bookmarks would be sort of like an easy way to jump into that. I love when I see at like thrift and vintage stores the old-fashioned alphabet cross-stitch art. I think it's so beautiful and so charming. I do have a cross-stitch, like one of those, what are those, like spring forms, those little circles. I have an oval one that has a cross-stitch of our family. That was a gift back when my youngest daughter was born. So you get an assortment of these patterns, and then it looks like there is either, I think when you're done, you peel off. This is like almost like a felt backing. This is like soft felt, and then this side has like a peel and stick. Can't really tell, but this is like a peel and stick backing. So when you're all done making this, you can stick the backing on to cover the stitches, and then you can trim it to whatever size you want. And then, let's see here, and then it comes with just, like I said, a bunch of those patterns, and then all the strings that you need. That is a cross-stitch bookmark. So I just sort of put it in this gallon Ziploc bag in order to keep this kit organized, because, like I said, we do have a string bracelet pin as well, and I don't want these strings to get mixed up with those strings, because these are specific to these flower patterns for the bookmarks. Okay, now the next thing in here is a bag of tassels. So I think I mentioned in a previous video that I was making a lot of bookmarks with the construction paper art, and I didn't have tassels, so I was making them out of either yarn or the string bracelet strings. But I decided to order some tassels. So there's a whole bunch in here. I'll show you some of them. Let's see here. We have an assortment of colors. There's blue and like a tan. There's magenta. There's a lilac purple color. There is this more like burgundy or wine color. And there's like a same bookmark shaped lamination sheets to press flowers in those, or for the kids to press flowers in those, and then you can cut them to fit, and they fit perfectly inside the gold frames. And I also have some like tea light candle glasses that you can Mod Podge the pressed flowers onto the, do I have one right here? No, I have one over there, but you can Mod Podge the pressed flowers onto the tea light holder, and it makes like a beautiful candle holder. So all of that stuff is in like a pressed flowers bin. So all the crafts you would do with pressed flowers. And I didn't keep the bookmark laminators in there with that, but you can easily get them if you need them to make bookmarks. So this little kit here, it was much more simple than I realized. I don't know if I necessarily needed to buy this kit, but the kids did think it was fun and they did use it and make bookmarks. But it came in a little kit like this, a little box. And then inside the box, there is, I'll just put it down, you get a whole bunch of these acrylic bookmark forms, and on each side is plastic that you have to peel off. And then it came with all of these different like decals, I guess you would call them, or stickers, I don't know. But then you could just peel this off and stick it right onto the acrylic form. And this one was I think it was like a coquette book themed set. I think there were several different themes you could get. So it's very cute. Let's see, there's some other ones in here too. And then it also came with, let's see here, ribbon. Lots of ribbon. Let me see if I can find it all here. So there's this green ribbon. They have a light pink ribbon and cream ivory one. There was like oh, here it is, a mauve color. So you can just like pick which color you want to use if you want to use ribbon for the top of your bookmark. So why don't we go ahead. Oh, and then it also came with these little like, I don't know what they are, like gift bags or something. So you can like, they're like little Ziploc bags, so you can put it inside here when you're done to store it or to gift it. So let's see here. Let's start with our form. We have our form here, so we just need one of these. And then we can go ahead and pick out which decal we want to use. There's the bows. There's a stack of books with hearts. I like that one. More bows. This one says, just a girl who loves books. This is like a checker print with some bows and flowers. This one says, just one more chapter. This says cherries. That's pretty cute. I like that. This one's cute. It has like this green and white like oval frames. Again, more bows. And then these cherries. I kind of want to use the green ribbon because I haven't used it yet. So I think I'm going to do this one together with you. And let's see here. I'm just going to clear out a space. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is peel off the protective plastic on this form. I have this. This is a like a craft pen. See, it's actually a little like X-Acto knife, a little razor. So See how I just like did that and it was able to peel that off. There we go. So you want to peel this off. Okay. And there's one on the other side as well. There we go. So you just have to sort of get it going there. So those just protect the acrylic and keep it nice and clear. So I'll put that down. And then this is our decal that we're going to use. So we need to peel this off. Where's my little knife? Here it is. Okay. There we go. Okay. So now we're going to peel this off here. And we have just our sticker there. And we need to line it up just right. Which is a little hard to do in the dark, but that's okay. We'll just do the best we can. One thing about these is once it's on there, it sticks. You cannot peel it off. So if you start peeling off your sticker, the color will stay behind. So like this one did not come out perfect, but that's okay. I'll show you what I mean in a second. So I put that on, and now we have this like protective coat here. We're going to peel it off. And it's going to leave the design behind. Okay. Very, very sticky paper. But you can see here that my lines got kind of wiggly. And then, let's see. Oh, it's pretty flat. You can see here there was like a fold. They're kind of hard to do. It's fine if you don't need it to be perfect, which I don't. I think that's really pretty and I'll still use it. So let's go ahead and take a little piece of the ribbon and I'm just going to tie it through the top here. If you take your time and work very carefully and lay it out, it will come out great. But there is a little bit of a learning curve, just figuring out the materials and knowing if they're going to, knowing how adhesive they are. But we just made this very adorable little bookmark. I think it is so sweet. And then you can go ahead and put it in one of these little gift bags. There we go. So it's in a little gift bag like that. And you can have this. Do you want this one? Okay, you can have that. Here you go. Enjoy that. Think of me every time you use it in your book, okay? So, that is my bookmark collection and our little bookmark bin. So, I hope you enjoyed that little tour. There were some fun little triggers and sounds.